no time constraints, next play at 8. We have a couple people missing. Ben Osman is missing. Chorus is missing currently. And Carl Burnside's missing, and he will be here, but he's running late. Have no elephants. Expectation is to finish this session of bargaining.
Good evening, Christine Schroed. I'm doing well. I do not have time constraints. Missing have been noted. I do not have any elephants, and I'm going to go with the same expectation to finish this session.
Amy Desamore, and just fine. No time constraints, no elephants, and let's finish the session.
I'm gonna mix it up.
Okay, you do that.
Kevin Kelvey, I'm doing well, no time constraints, no elephants, and make progress. I always like that one.
Hi, I'm Mike Haywood. I'm doing great. I have no time constraints. Missing is noted, no elephants. Expectation, finish the session.
Jessica Duncan, I'm doing well. I do have a time constraint this evening. I will need to leave by like 6:10 at the very latest. Missing is noted. I have no elephants. My expectation is to finish this session.
It is loud and cold. I'm doing well, no time constraints, no elephants, and expectation, finish the session.
I'm Helen Martin. I'm doing well. I have no time constraints. Missing has been noted. I have no elephants and expectations. Finish this session.
I'm Shannon Johnston. I'm doing great. No time constraints. Missing has been noted, no elephants, and my expectation is to finish this session.
Thank you.
All right, good evening. Kerf Zone Director, TALC. I'm doing fine. I have no time constraints missing. We've got Shay, Mario, and LaShonda. They're all running late. No elephants, and let's finish this session.
My name is Kevin Daly. I am better than usual today because I'm the president of TALC, and I can report that we are officially over 60% as of 1 o'clock this afternoon. So thanks to everybody out there who did work, everybody all effort. I don't have any time constraints. Missing has been noted, no elephants. And we'll do a different expectation. We will put a bow on it. Put a bow on it? Okay. I've done that one.
Put a ring on my finger, yeah.
Still working out.
Hi, I'm Jill Castellato. I am a teacher at Cypress Lake Middle School and the vice president of TALC. I'm doing well. I don't have any time constraints. Our missing has been noted, no elephants, and my expectation is put a bow on it.
Good afternoon, I am Anna Witten, a fourth grade teacher at Franklin Park Elementary, as well as the TALC secretary. I am doing fine. Missing is noted, no time constraints, no elephants, and let's put a bow on it.
Hello, I'm Amy Johnson. I am a teacher at Mariner Middle School. I am doing well tonight. No time constraints. Missing's been noted. No elephants, and I'd like to put a bow on it.
I'm Christina Stewart. I'm a K5R teacher at Tortuga Preserve Elementary, doing well. I need to leave here between 5:15 and 5:20. Missing's noted, no elephants, expectation to finish this session.
Hi, I'm Heather Rodriguez-Wibbles. I'm school counselor at Calusa Middle School. I have no time constraints. Missing has been noted, no elephants, and let's make more money.
Hi, good evening. My name is Iris Grimaldi. I'm the licensed mental health professional. I'm doing well tonight. No time constraints. Missing have been noted. No elephants. Expectations are to put a bow on.
Good evening. My name is Louis Fisher. I'm the director of dance at Gateway High School. I'm tired. No time constraints. Missing has been noted. No elephants, and expectation is to finish the session.
I'm Mark Mackey. I'm doing well, and I have to thank TALC and Scott. I don't know if I was supposed to have it, but I have a hot dog. So thank you so much.
They're for everyone.
Yeah, so thank you.
He is a past member.
Yeah, and I
We'll
was
let
a
slide
TALC
this one time.
I have no time constraints. Missing is noted, and I have no elephants, and my expectation is finish the session.
All right, and good afternoon. I'm Donna Munzenar. I'm doing very well. I have no time constraints. Missing has been noted, and I am going to help you finish and tie everything up. So with that, I did post the snapshots for Article 10. And so you could see the interest, student achievement, transparency, respect for the IPB process, meetings for subcommittees, sustainability, viability, recruitment and retention, employee morale, manageability, ratifiability, equity, compliance, competitiveness, and affordability were all our interest. And I'm assuming there are no minutes from the last session.
Speak to that. I did send minutes, but I apologize because no, you were teaching. That's one reason I'm not glad you're teaching, but I'm not apologizing for you teaching. I'm apologizing that you didn't get a chance to review them, but that's good because the options that are up there are missing from the minutes. So I'm having issues with the cloud and saving and not having a secretary. So I will send them out tomorrow. So ignore the ones I sent.
All right, so, and when we do finish this evening, you can accept the minutes via email from Monday and this evening. Right. Article 10, yes, Roger.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
So I think we can start with going back to the class coverage item. I know we talked extensively about it. We've talked as a team. I'm interested in a straw design of 2 and 5. And 2 is on that little piece of paper, unfortunately.
Oh, on the one.
Yeah. So you may want to read that.
Okay. So 2 and 5, option 2 is, I shall not be required to provide classroom coverage if they choose,
It's special instruction.
special instructional shall not be required to provide classroom coverage. If they choose to, they will be paid their hourly rate and follow the outlined procedure for instructional staff. Special instructional that covers a vacant position will be paid their daily rate for every 5 days worked. Days are not required to be continuous. That's option 2. Option 5 is if employee is itinerant, then district and school supervisors would collaborate. If not itinerant, then school-based principal would decide.
And that's whether or not the person will be allowed to cover classrooms.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want me to add that to the end of that?
In case we don't remember.
And then Amy had her hand up. Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
And so we said, special instructional staff shall not be required to provide classroom coverage. If they choose to, they will be paid their hourly rate and follow the outlined procedure for instructional staff. Special instruction that covers a vacant position will be paid their daily rate for every 5 days worked, and days are not required to be continuous.
And this was whether or not
Adoption, that was, but I think the word at the end should be consecutive, not continuous.
Okay, so at the end of 5 is whether or not, I forgot what you said. You do too.
Whether or not the special instructional employee should be permitted to provide classroom coverage.
Okay. All right, so we have a straw design of 2 and 5. Are there any other questions or clarification needed for those 2 options? Correct.
Rob, option 1 was some draft language in there.
Yeah.
This would be, what was in 1 that's not in these? Do you recall?
Yeah, I could pull it up.
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind.
So there was language about volunteers. The building principal may take into consideration availability, seniority, certification, and performance when assigning coverage. If no volunteers exist, the building principal may assign coverage to employees in an equitable fashion. That was added to 4A. And then D was just taking out the special instructional language, which I think we've dealt with here, so.
Would you be amenable to adding the stuff in
4A?
4A?
Yes.
Rotations, volunteer list, and volunteers?
Yeah.
Okay.
So part of option 1 then would be part of the straw design.
So 4A would be part of the straw design?
Draft 4A.
Draft 4A. No, it's part of the straw design, so put a comma and then put draft 4A. Okay, any other questions, clarifications needed for the straw design or additions? Sure. Option two, special instructional shall not be required to provide classroom coverage. If they choose to, they will be paid their hourly rate and follow the outlined procedure for instructional staff. Special instructional that covers a vacant position will be paid their daily rate for every 5 days worked. Days are not required to be consecutive. And option 5, if employee is itinerant, then district and school supervisors would collaborate. If not itinerant, then school-based principal would decide whether or not the special instructional employee should be permitted to provide classroom coverage. And then the other one was 4A that Rob had read. Yes. Kurt.
We would be okay with testing straw design A.
All right. And I see thumbs for straw design A. All right. Excellent. Good way to start. Yep. Yep, keep it separate. All right, next was supplements. Is that where you want to go next? Okay. Kevin.
This has nothing to do with supplements, but I think, and I don't want this to inhibit our ability to get done tonight, but I know we expressed an interest earlier on in like some guardrails for the counselors, kind of setting some system up whereby their primary job is to counsel, and not necessarily have to go watch the hallway or do a lunch duty or something like that. So I'm not sure if we want to do something officially in contract language, or if we just want to talk about it in labor management and kind of develop kind of a best practice we can give out to administrators to kind of tell them that counselors really do stuff all day long and probably should be able to counsel.
Right.
Yeah, so I would like to get Lori Brooks involved in this conversation, so labor management seems right to me.
Okay. Okay. Now supplements. We have a couple of options up here.
Donna, yeah, we had an interest, obviously, in the high school coaches, language. I know TALC had some interest in language about people refusing to do supplements, so.
Right.
Just kind of recapping where we were.
Number one is no one is required to take a not directly associated with their job supplement, and there are no adverse reactions to not taking a supplement. And if it should be an athletic coach that is not school-based on TALC supplement, should be permitted in the coaching position until they relinquish it. So those are the only two options I see out there. Kevin?
I think we are going to go with status quo on this, on both of these. Honestly, we've heard from quite a few of our members who are coaches who kind of want us, and again, the coach thing seems to be a one-off, and my supplement thing seems to be a one-off, and so kind of just withdraw both of them and go with status quo is where I think we're at on that.
Okay. We'll put that up as option 3.
Yeah,
Rob?
we're fine with that. I don't even know if we need to vote.
Okay.
Yeah, I just think for February, these issues will more than likely come up again.
Yeah, all right, let's just see thumbs, just so we can do an orange circle on status quo, so we have it for the record. All right, we're good. Oh, Carl.
You didn't check
in. Vote doesn't count, have to check it.
Rob kind of covered it, but I definitely want to make sure, because the piece about the athletic supplements that we struggled with in high school, with the non-teacher piece of it, it came up in discussion. I really want to make sure that's a focus, because it's a ticking time bomb that we really do need to address. So I can live with today, because where we are in May, but I really want to make sure that's I want to go on record saying that's something we really need to cover. Because eventually it's going to be a problem. I mean, it's a problem now. But I think making a quick decision on that wouldn't be healthy either. So I'm okay, that's why I said I'm okay today in May. But next year I really want it to be I like to consider that one of the first things that we can work through.
Well, do you still have a supplement committee that could meet and start hashing those things out?
They didn't check in.
I know. Yeah, they're both beside each other, they might as well check in now.
I'm checking in, sorry. Of course, Macintosh, I'm doing well. I have no time restraints. I'm assuming I was one of the missing that is now here, along with Mr. Burnside. And I think, other than those two, missing has been noted. I have no elephants and expectations. Actually finish up.
Carl Burnside, I'm fine. I do have a time constraint around 6:30. I kind of mentioned that on Monday. Also, I was actually listening on the way over. That's why I was kind of ready to, and I did try to send Rob a note that I was okay with the straw design of the previous test. So as everyone knows, I'm very well of YouTube and the broadcast. So I was listening in.
Okay.
No elephants, expectations, we finished. I'm assuming this has been noted.
Yes, sir, they have. You have his text. All right, thank you, Carl. All right. We have to revote it, right. So now can we see thumbs for status quo, please? All right, good to go. All right, and now that wraps up the 2 from Monday. Now, next to our next one. Who's going first?
Go ahead, Tim.
So I know last time when we kind of had the presentation from the district, there were options shared. And so we, in the intervening weeks, have kind of developed some options of our own.
Okay.
We took kind of the same approach we had last year, where we did tiered percentage raises based on years teaching, and then did an amount for highly effective and effective to comply with the law. And so we kind of took that idea, and honestly, we cut it back in the amounts because, you know, there isn't as much money this year as there was last year. And so the amounts, the percentages are smaller than they were last year to account for the fact that we don't have the total pot available. So I don't know if we want to have Kurt talk about stuff, but that's kind of in theory where we were kind of same ideas last year, which honestly seemed to make quite a few people happy. The major kind of issue we had last year was from the special instructional folks who you know, and I think we're solving that this year. And so, again, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. If it makes people happy, let's keep doing it. And if we're already doing it and it's easier for them to program and payroll, it'll be far easier for them to be day one ready on what, August 31st is the first check? Or is it August 15th? August 31st, so it'll be ready for August 31st. And we wanted to talk about retro at all.
Okay. Kerr or Groff? Kerr.
So I can go through what, I mean, he's talked about our kind of methodology. I guess it's an option.
Yeah.
And, say again? And Donna, is going to be kind of structured like we did last year with different bands of years. So what would be the best? Would you like the?
I'll let Mark decide that because he's the one writing.
I put options and I crossed it out because I thought we were going to talk about stuff. I mean, I could make an option page.
That's fine.
And this is article.
Yeah, so this would be
Article 10.
And there were 4 district options before, so I guess this would be option 5. I think there were 4 that were in the presentation, or were they options?
I call them plans. I don't know if we ever put them up as options.
We did, I don't believe we did.
Right. And
They were just put out there as ideas or
Yeah.
plans or
so you can
whatever.
start with one.
Okay.
So this would be option 1.
So Mark, I'm gonna have 2 columns. One column is gonna be years of credible teaching experience.
Okay.
We call it years X, if that helps.
Years X.
And then the next column would be the % increase for each year. So the first would be for those with 0 years. At 0 creditable teaching years. 1% increase. So I can go in the next column. From 1 to 4 years, 4.25% increase. 5 to 9 years, 4.5% increase. 10 to 14, 4.75. 15 to 19, 5.0%. 20 plus, 5.25%. All special instructional, 5.25%. Yeah, the same, 5.25. And the last component of this would be performance pay.
Okay.
So for those with an effective or or those on the grandfathered scale. So this is where we use up the rest of the money. So effective or grandfathered, a whopping $225. Effective or grandfathered, and highly effective would be $300. This should use virtually every piece of the $20.3 million bargaining authority. And I guess with just for completeness, the base would move from 50,000 to 50,500. That is that 1% increase for 0 years.
Kurt, you mean a new starting salary, right?
Yes, new starting salary. And Kevin reminded me, our order of operations here would be a % increase, then performance pay, then career ladder. I believe that's the order of operations we did last year.
So career ladder.
Yes, yeah. So it'd be % increase, then performance pay, and then career ladder when it gets there. Yeah. Just, if I may, just one last piece. This doesn't go to the option. The reason why, again, we landed on here, part of our interest was to address compression. And so we're hoping that this addresses at least some of the compression in those middle years.
Okay, thank you. Anything else? Rob?
Yeah, our reaction to this is, I think, positive. I will let the chief financial officer speak also. This is certainly her world. We obviously wish there was more money. So this is doing the best with what we have. And I think, and I applaud TALC because there is a need to spread it the way it's been spread. And I think, although obviously as someone that's cognizant of the shortage of teachers, I wish we could do more for the starting salary, but I understand. So with that, I'll turn that mic over to Amy and see if she has anything to say.
Amy, anything to add?
Just that, based on the numbers here in support of the plan, and we will continue to work year after year. We've done, I believe, some significant work over the past several years, and we'll continue to do just that as we come sit at the table each year.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else? Questions, concerns, clarification needed? Rob?
I do want to say that the board and the superintendents, because there's been 2 of them, have, if you look at the folks in the middle of the salary schedule from years, really 5 to 20 or more, I mean, they're seeing over a period of 2 years a significant percentage increase. I mean, some almost upwards of over 15%, 20% almost. So we're trying to do right by people. And I have to thank the board for that. So, and we'll keep going.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else? All right, anybody want to test an option? Oh, yep. Yes, Mike.
Can we just add on there that this is effective July 1, 2024 for the FY25 school year?
I thought it was now. Now we got a clock.
Just to be clear.
Thanks a lot.
All right, Anna?
I'm just curious, have you, could we get an update on the results of the Evergreen survey? If you guys know when you're supposed to have that information available? And then I have one more additional question.
Yeah, we absolutely can update. We have actually a meeting scheduled with them tomorrow to go over some things. Now, as you know, TALC was always a phase 2, and so the information that we've been focusing on for the phase 1 has been SPALC and N, but we certainly can give an update as to where that is after our meeting tomorrow if everyone is so desiring of that.
Okay, you had a second question, Anna?
Yes, I'm just curious, and I'm sure you guys will not know this answer off the top of your head, but I think it would be interesting to know, as we know that teachers are leaving the district for many different reasons, if there's a trend and like what year those teachers are leaving. Like I know statistically they say so many teachers leave before the, first 5 years of teaching. I know we lose a lot of teachers because of retirement. Like have we seen, if you know, that it's more just kind of teachers in general are leaving from all years, have more years seen an increase than in previous times?
Rob?
Yeah, actually, the trend has been the same. 0 to 5 is where most teachers leave. And honestly, those in the business of trying to retain teachers, if you can get them to stay for 5, you're hoping that they make a career of it. I mean, that still seems to be the human resources way. So I think Amy had a question.
Okay, Amy, a question, and then Kerr.
I did, question, just wanted to make sure about the mechanics of some of this, because if we're saying that we're gonna start at the beginning of the year, it would be July 1 for those people who are more than 255, right? But the effective and the highly effective, what are we basing that on? Because the VAM rating, we don't get until later. So I just wanted to discuss that to make sure we're on the same page as far as what information we believe we should be using for those ratings.
Kerr?
This is a unique problem because we've never been ahead of the curve, but I can
Look
imagine
at us,
that.
look at us.
I know. I would imagine, yeah, we've used the manager rating before. That's perfectly fine. I think that'd be the easiest way to go, is just use the manager rating and not wait and just pre-program it now.
Okay, and I agree with that. I just wanted to make sure we asked the question and we were on the same page, given the different circumstance we're in.
Yeah, better to clarify everything we can think of. Thank you.
I just had one comment really quickly. I know this probably isn't the best place for it, but I'm not gonna miss a shot to remark on 2 things. I hope as you talk to the board, you remind them of the importance of the half-penny sales tax for capital buildings. We're still growing, and I can't imagine the damage it would do to future negotiations and salaries if we have to start supplanting capital dollars with now freed up salary dollars. I'd also like to ask you to discuss again with the board the option of the millage. All the other counties around us have it. Kevin has been beating this drum for, 6 years now? So it's, that is our ticket to higher salaries. And I think we'll caucus as well.
Okay, time frame? Rob? 10?
Sure.
Okay. Everybody back, so let's give the caucus reports. District called them first, Rob. Do you want to give your caucus report, please?
Yeah, so we discussed the option, pleased with it. I just did want to specify one thing, just to put it on the record, that summer school, because if we do finish tonight, we're getting done so early, but summer school is paid under this current contract. Even though the new contract for 255 people will go into effect on July 1st. And there's already language in the contract on page 23 that says that, but
Okay,
Mr. Calfee trying to prevent calls to payroll, so.
Yeah, because you don't get many anyways, but yeah. It's paid under the current contract. Okay. All right, that it?
Yes.
All right, Kevin?
I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
We discussed the option, we also discussed a little bit of timeline on our end and kind of how we were gonna do the ratification, and then we had an emergency TALC executive board meeting, so, all of the nights.
Hey, get it all squeezed in, right?
I had it is Wednesday, I had 3 executive board members here, and that made the quorum, so we had to deal with something kind of acutely, so yeah, that was it.
Okay. All right, with those reports, we did have a couple people that came in, kind of in between calling for caucuses and everything else. So Shay, would you like to check in, please, before we move on?
Good afternoon, my name is Shay Pearson. I am the testing coordinator at Island Coast High School. I'm also the top treasurer. I'm doing okay after a day of testing. I have no time constraints, I have no elephants. Missing, I'm sure, has been noted, but I'm here now. And I'd like to finish tonight.
All right, thank you. Want to pass it to LaShonda, please?
Good afternoon, All right, good afternoon. My name is LaShonda Hutchins Cologne, and I am okay right now. I just finished the last math club meeting for our competition on Saturday, so wish us luck. Thank you. I'm the grade 3 through 5 math coach at Franklin Park Elementary. I have no time constraints anymore. Missing is noted, no elephants, and my expectation is to finish the session.
All right, thank you. That takes care of that. And we had the caucus reports, and do we want to test an option? Rob?
Before I answer that question, I just want to make it abundantly clear, and I know it's clear because they asked and we responded, but for the purposes of the performance pay, we're going to use the manager's rating. Okay?
Do you have a story up there? You could add it to story. He does have it here, his manager's rating. I just asked him, and he'll add it to the story too. Okay, Kevin? You just happen to have it, you don't want it. All right. Kerr?
I will call to test compensation option 1.
All right, we have a call to test compensation option 1. Anybody need it read or can't see it, or any questions, clarifications? If not, may I see thumbs, please? All right, we are good. Excellent. Now, I believe that's the conclusion of our business, which goes to duration and implementation.
We already did duration, I think, but we do have to talk.
Implementation.
Let's talk implementation. I know Kevin threw out some dates last session. Kind of need to recap them again. Today's May 8th. So, okay, go ahead, Kurt.
So let me pull up the month of May. So I think we will ratify on the 29th and 30th of May, which means the TA needs to go out by close of business on Wednesday, the 15th. Yes.
TA needs to go out by close of business on May 15th.
May 15th. And then we would have votes counted the evening of the 30th and would have a result to you by 7 p.m. on the 30th.
Votes counted evening of May 30th. May 30th. Results will be shared with the district.
So that should be enough time for you guys to get it before the board at their June meeting, right? Because they only have one in June? Or are they doing two in June? Two?
I think they
Okay,
do.
one in July, all right, yeah. So that probably gives you enough time to get it on the calendar and not like go to the order or whatever you guys call it.
Yep. While he's looking, go ahead,
And
Kevin.
we'll we'll be using the print shop, so we'll reach out to Penny tomorrow or Friday to kind of put it on her radar. We could probably use, we might have the packets done by the 15th, which would be our rep meeting. That would be good. All right, anyway.
The board meeting dates didn't get put on. Yeah, the 3rd and the 18th, so potentially the 3rd. And it may have to go good cause, but if you guys vote on the 30th or have the results on the 30th, we could probably plan for the 3rd. That would give Kevin the time you need. Yeah, no, I understand, okay.
So June 3rd, we're looking at the board.
Tentatively for the board.
Tentatively to the board.
If
June
not the
3rd.
18th, obviously, but we don't want to get that close to the July 1st date.
Tentatively. All right, do we need to add anything else to implementation?
I think maybe tomorrow morning, we could do a joint communication.
Great.
And sort of recap what we accomplished, so. I do want to say, and I don't know if this is the time, but
That's all right.
you know, we didn't start that long ago and we finished, and it's really a compliment to everybody involved, and I'm proud to be a part of it, so thanks everyone.
Thanks, Rob.
We did 2 contracts in 12 months. That's,
That is a lot of work.
That's huge.
That is huge.
Yeah, we'll be back, what, February 1st, or who's counting, right?
Anna?
I just wanted to make a comment that this has been a goal of the bargaining team, I think on both sides, to have a contract set in place before COVID hit. And we were well on our way to being at that point, and then everything that's happened in our community since then. So for us to really pull that off in 1 year, I think speaks volumes. And I would also just recommend that we do not start bargaining the day after the Super Bowl like we did this year, because that's not fun, and it may or may not be people's birthdays, so.
I guarantee you the Giants won't be in it.
Hey, Carl.
Hey, one of the things that was mentioned before we went to caucus, and I'm all in on that, the suggestion about forming a strategy to really pursue millage. And that's going to take, we know where we live, but that's going to take all of us working together if we really want. Now, I'm not speaking for management, I'm speaking for me at this point in time, okay? But, so I want to make that clear. But I really feel like it's going to take us all working together. And I think that we can't wait until it gets to that year. It's something we have to formulate a plan, start planning now, and maybe it doesn't happen the next time it opens up, but we can have all of those mechanisms in place. Because for me, it's not about politics, it's about children. And so we need to, listen, it's something, people didn't think we would ever get the sales tax.
Right.
You know, and I was so strong like that, my wife would get upset with me that if we went to another county, if we're traveling, I would not eat at a fast food place and pay the extra tax. Because I said, I'll just wait till I get home. Because no matter where you go around the state of Florida, there's an extra assessment. Most people have a penny tax. I mean, so it's one of those things, but it's going to take a lot of concerted work, and that's something that everyone benefits if we can work collaboratively on that. So if that's something, let's not wait until the year comes up. We have to kind of plan and strategize and educate the public, not about where you are politically, but more about the kids of Lee County are getting less than kids and let's have all that data and just continue to educate everyone. This is not about even the adults. It's about the support that kids in other districts are getting and that our kids, that our funding, we're not getting it here. So I heard it, and so I want to challenge us to figure out a way to galvanize and make that happen.
Okay, before we go, before you pack up, since this is the last session, I do have a checkout. I describe how you feel about this bargaining session, the whole thing, in 1 to 5 words. Anybody want to start? All right, go ahead, Kurt.
Back to interest-based bargaining.
Okay. Just write it back to IB.
I don't know if that's 4 or 5, because it'll hyphen it.
Right. I'm just putting IB, that's just initials, right? Kevin.
Completed on our timeline. Something like done when we wanted to have it done before the end of the year.
Anybody else ready? Okay, go ahead, Rob.
Completed but not satisfied.
Okay. Anybody else?
I'm gonna say ditto. Yeah, I agree.
All right, well, let's just, we have 2 dittos, so you can put 2 check marks beside that. Be completed but not satisfied. Amy.
Thankful to be finished.
Okay. And don't forget the capital T at the beginning. Okay, anybody else? Amy.
And I guess I'll say it was impactful and another step of many more to come. What was it supposed to be 5 words? I missed that.
1 to 5.
instruction.
1 to 5 words.
1 to 5 words. Oh, my bad. Skinny that up, however you want to do it. You don't even have to write it down. I just wanted to express the sentiment.
We'll put impactful. He put impactful. Mike.
I'm gonna say keep it going on the aspect of we have next year's contract before next year. So next year, our expectation should be to have the 26 contract before the end of 25.
Okay. All right, anybody else? Lewis.
Thank you for your support.
Okay. Iris.
Grateful for the collaborative efforts.
Anybody else? Anna's counting. Go ahead.
It was frustrating at times. That was all like 3 words. I look forward to more collaboration next year. I have an IEP with extended time, so just relax.
Anybody else want to add to our list? All right. I know some people are just brain dead by this time. So if no other thoughts, thank you everyone for making this count. And good luck with ratification. And yay to TALC for 60%. You showed us.